Ben Simmons might be getting traded next week to this team. Make sure to watch the whole video to find out where Simmons might be landing. The summer of Ben Simmons has been going on for so long and has been so drawn out that at this point basically everyone knows the major players. You have Simmons, who doesn't want to be here, you have the Sixers, who want to trade Simmons for a big star, and you have the teams who are reportedly interested in Simmons, a list led by the Timberwolves, Cavaliers, and Raptors, and also might include the Warriors, Spurs, and Pacers. But what if I told you there was another team that we don't know about yet, lurking in the shadows and trying to pounce on a deal for the Sixers' 25-year-old star? ESPN NBA insider Brian Windhorst, who last week reported Simmons has been largely unwilling to help the Sixers boost his value in discussions with other teams, is extremely particular about his wording and reporting, so when he does offer something up publicly, it's usually smart to pay attention to what he's saying. So here's what Windhorst reported on The Scoop. Quote, "You can definitely see why teams would have interest in him, and why small market teams wouldn't necessarily be able to sign a player like this, like the Wolves, who have a lot of interest. Because how else are you going to sign a player like this with 4 years left on their contract?" I don't mean to be invasive, I've just got to be careful with what I say. I know of at least one other team who is a small market team that has made an offer for him and has a lot of interest in him. It just hasn't gone public yet. Ooh, Windy, that's a spicy little nugget of information, man. In order to try and triangulate who he might be referencing here, let's first examine the list of small market teams who have been tied at least once to Simmons in the summer's rumor mill: the Timberwolves, Raptors, Cavaliers, Pacers, and Spurs. But those aren't the teams that Windhorst is talking about. Now, the Sixers have been linked to the Blazers this offseason, but that's largely been through the Sixers' interest in Damian Lillard. Is Portland interested in adding Simmons without giving up Lillard? That could be one option. Maybe Portland offered CJ McCollum and other pieces. I don't see that as a great fit, but I'm not in charge of the Blazers. But what about teams we haven't talked much about, if at all? Two teams come to my mind in that category, and they're both pretty fascinating: the Detroit Pistons and the New Orleans Pelicans. New Orleans seems like a team scorned in the past by the loss of a superstar that wants to make sure Zion Williamson will stay. While this would once again be a truly strange fit, I can see David Griffin talking himself into some hyper-athletic crazy ball ideas and making a deal for a second star. One problem in the way of a trade is the fact that Devonte Graham, an exciting young player who would likely be a part of a package here, can't be moved until September 30th because of NBA trade rules. So let's say on October 1st, New Orleans offers Graham, Josh Hart, Jackson Hayes, and Nicola Alexander-Walker, plus a pick for Simmons. I'd probably take it. If other teams' offers aren't enticing, then the Sixers aren't better for it next year, but they could get some good long-term pieces with some high upside in this trade. Out there in Detroit, I'd imagine basically anyone other than Kane Cunningham is movable. This one could be much simpler. If the Pistons are willing to play ball, give me Jeremy Grant, Corey Joseph, and your 2023 first-round pick, and we've got a deal. The former process Sixer in Grant has turned himself into a dynamic player, and Joseph adds some range and a veteran presence, plus surprisingly serviceable defense. Ultimately, I still think that the most likely Simmons destinations are Cleveland and Minnesota, but having a secret dark horse team is pretty fun. So what do you guys think? Leave your opinions and your thoughts in the comment section down below. And that's going to be it for Upper Echelon Sports today. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.